And now a Mexico moment with Nate and Alexis.
Happy Friday, fuckers. It's another Mexico moment with Nate and Alexis. I'm your host, Nate, and this is my wife, Alexis.
Hey guys, how's it going?
It is episode number 20.
Nice.
And today is Friday, July 28th.
Ooh.
So
end of the July.
Yeah, end of my trip, too.
Getting towards that. I can't wait to see you.
Yeah, so at this point, I should be in Norway
Ooh,
with my dad.
Bear.
If you heard the previous episodes, I extended my trip for a week to spend some time with my dad at where our ancestors came from, where we immigrated from.
Very exciting.
So I'm a double immigrant. My ancestors immigrated to the U.S. and then I immigrated here
There you go.
to Mexico.
I'm very excited to hear about your guys' trip because I know your dad just loves your family history and all the things that go with it.
Yeah,
So it's gonna be exciting.
It should be good. It should be good. Today, since it's the 28th, I believe we fly back on the 29th, and then I have a layover in New York, and then I get to Cancun on the 30th.
Nice. And I know you're excited about that layover.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I am, because it's it's an overnight layover, so I got to get like an Airbnb or a hotel in New York. And last time we came back from Greece,
Yep.
we had to do the same thing in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And so we stopped there. We got, what was the first thing we got? We got a big pizza.
Pizza, like extra cheesy pizza.
Yeah, I got a nice big pizza. We got some great like triple IPA beers from Half Acre, I think, in New York.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we went to the dispensary.
Yep.
And so I'm looking forward to doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Even though, I'm going to have been in Amsterdam and everything. So
it's a nice little bridge to get you back.
It is.
You get one more sleep, out of your bed, and it's a nice little transition.
Yeah, break up the trip a little bit rather than just having like a 6-hour layover where I got to sit in an airport.
Yeah,
then at least I can go to a hotel, relax, get refreshed. Next day I'll fly back home, see you guys.
Yay.
Yeah,
We'll be waiting.
Super excited. And if you heard the episode last week, since we obviously aren't talking about what we've done recently because we haven't been together for the last week.
Yeah.
We're just going to bring up a couple stories that we maybe didn't get to previously in other episodes, and maybe just some ideas of things we've been kind of like high thoughts, thinking of.
I think that might be a good new segment. Maybe like high thoughts with Nate and Alexis.
Yeah, that's what did I message you a couple weeks ago?
You sent me, your brother, or like kids chat, a voice note about something with Tiger. If you were like high thoughts with I can't even remember.
Yeah, I can't remember that. There was another one, but the one I was thinking of was I was high and I was watching Friends, and I go, what if people in the future watch Friends and think that it was really cold in the U.S. or something?
All the time.
Yeah, because they're always nipping out, every fucking episode. So, it's like you would probably analyze that if you watched it 100 years from now or something. You'd be like, why are they always nipping out?
Oh, my God. I don't know about that.
Yeah, maybe not. Anyway, so this story this happened, I don't know, we'd rented a car, and we were keeping the car overnight for some reason. I think we had gone to Bacalar and came back, and we couldn't, it was when I went with my parents, actually.
That's right, I wasn't even here yet.
But you were here when we got back.
Yes.
But it took a while to get the car, so they let us keep it for another day. So we had it in Playa. So it was great because we don't normally have a car here.
Yeah.
But we didn't think about when we got back, where do we park it?
Yep.
Because this is kind of, and like I've said, it's not like a big city, but it's a big city as in there's not just free parking lots all over the place.
Limited parking, paid parking, everywhere.
Yeah. So we didn't have a paid parking lot or anything. They have meters on the street, but we've never really had to use them because we never had a car overnight.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. It's
so
weird green boxes.
We get back and I go, and I think in the meter you can put up to 4 or 6 hours in there.
Okay.
And so when we got back, we parked the car. I go to the meter. I'm going to use my card because it has a card reader on it.
Oh, nice.
Doesn't work.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Not fancy.
Yeah. So, it is fancy. It just is broken fancy.
Mexico.
So change is a hard thing to get here.
Yeah. And not just coins, just breaking your bills.
Any bill.
Smaller bills.
We spoke about this before for sure. And it's
frustrating.
Very frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have a ton of change. And I can't remember how much it was, an hour. Let's say it's I don't know.
10 or 12 pesos.
Yeah, it was 10 pesos, which is kind of about 50 cents. And
not a big deal.
Yeah, it was fine. Or maybe it was even less than that. I don't know. Maybe it was 5 pesos, like a quarter or something. But anyway, so I didn't have a lot of change. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll go and break some.
Mm-hmm.
Go
buy something.
Yeah, go buy something. I had like a 50 peso bill.
Okay.
And I went to, I can't remember, like 7-Eleven or something to buy something. Yeah, and I got like a drink. They broke it, but then they didn't give me coins. They gave me like paper bills back.
You're like,
I was
please,
like, son of a
the
bitch.
pesitos.
So I go somewhere else, and they don't have, or they couldn't even break it. They didn't have change, and it's like, come on, like what the fuck? So I was like, I don't know what to do. I took the couple coins that I had, went back to the room or to our apartment, and I'm like, I'll just figure it out later, I guess.
Yeah.
I had enough to get us to like midnight or 1 a.m.
Oh my God.
And so I was like, I'll figure it out. I'm going to figure out this app because they have a parking app.
Oh, that's great too.
Yeah. So I go back, my parents go to their room, and wait, were you here? Did you get here?
I think
yet?
I was back, but I'm sure I was sleeping. I probably wasn't paying
Yeah, maybe you were
attention to
sleeping
what
at the
you were
time.
doing.
And so I'm fucking around with the app, and I just can't get it to work. Well, long story short about the app, it turns out you need a Mexican credit card and you needed a Mexican phone number.
Oh yeah.
Well, we have a Mexican phone number. I just didn't have any minutes on it, so I had to pay to re-up the minutes.
Re-up.
And then I used it to set up an account, get into it, and then I couldn't pay for anything because I didn't have a Mexican credit card. It's like fuck. So anyway, I was like, I guess I'll just wake up at like midnight or 1 and I'll go find some change.
Yeah. Move it.
And I was tired. Wake up at like 1 a.m. or midnight, and I start walking around to different gas stations. They can't break it, or I'm breaking it, and I'm just not getting enough change. I'm getting like 5 pesos here and there. I'm like, gosh, like what is going on?
I need the coins.
And I buy a slice of pizza. They give me paper bills back. I ask them for coins. They don't have them.
That 50 is going far.
So no, this is like I have maybe 3 or 4 50s.
Oh, okay.
So I have money. I just need change, and nobody will fucking give it to me.
Why did you ask for it?
And you can't break it at a bank unless you have an account there, which we don't. So when I'm starting to walk back from the pizza place, I see a vending machine on the street. Like, perfect. I'll just get some like little like 10 peso candies and put in the 50. I'll get like 40 pesos back.
I already know.
Put it in there. Don't even get any change.
Nope.
Yeah, fucking lost it all. Put in another 50.
I knew that's what you're going to say.
I got like 10 pesos. Like it
Okay.
just didn't give me I just didn't know if it didn't have enough or
We're
what.
getting there.
So at this point, I've spent like $20 or like $15.
Trying to make change.
Yeah, and I've only gotten like $1 worth of change.
Oh my God. Like,
So
this isn't gonna
I'm like, fuck this. I'm going back to that machine and I'm going to figure it out because they have like a tap to pay. There's like the card slot reader and
Okay.
everything. And at this point, it's like 1:30, maybe 2 in the morning.
Oh my
and I'm just
God.
like putting it in. And it's not working. I'm getting pissed off. And the hotel that's on the corner where your friend used to
Oh
work.
yeah, my buddy.
Yeah, it wasn't him. It was some other guy. Has a security guard there.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm fucking with this thing, he comes out and he's like, the credit card no work. And I was like, yeah, I'm figuring that out.
Yep.
And he goes, but you don't have to pay. He's like, the meters only run from 10 p.m. to 10, or they stop at 10 p.m. and start again at 10 a.m.
Oh my
I was like,
God.
what? So this whole fucking time.
10 to 10?
Yeah. So yeah, 10 a.m. they turn on and then
Yeah.
you have to pay until 10 p.m.
That's great.
So overnight, you don't have to pay.
Wow.
Yeah, which
Who
would have been
knew?
helpful hours earlier.
Oh my
Hours earlier.
God. At least you got some drinks and snacks along the way.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I did get some pizza and some candy. But.
Oh my God.
So I walked my happy ass around for like 2 hours in the middle of the night trying to get change that I did not need.
You're trying to do a good deed.
Yeah.
Didn't work out.
Yep. But
That's
another,
fun.
this isn't so much a story, but I just kind of wanted to let everyone know some of the travel apps that I've been using for my European trip.
Oh yeah,
I
they're
guess.
very interesting. We
Yeah.
use them for Greece too.
Yeah, and a lot of them use the same ones for Greece. So a couple of them that I wanted to let people know about, maps.me
Mm.
or maps.me.
Mhm.
It is like Google Maps, but you can download cities of the maps offline. So
Ooh.
if like, especially when you're in Greece or when you're in
Yeah.
Egypt, if you're in a place where you think you might not get great service,
Yeah.
and you're driving or even just walking, yeah, maps.me, download it, and then you can like go. You obviously have to go ahead of time and download the maps from where you're going.
Yeah, yeah.
But super helpful.
That's very helpful.
Yeah. Let's see, another one. This one's called Stasher. And this is very helpful, and we've used it a ton in Europe, I'm sure, because I specifically downloaded it just for this. It's so like if you enter a city, like let's say you come in on a train or plane or whatever,
Okay.
and maybe you land at 10 a.m.
Mhm.
Normally you can't check in till what, 3?
3, yeah. Later.
Yeah.
Later in the day.
So this is kind of like Airbnb for baggage storage. So on this Stasher app, you can get it'll show up a map, and there's these different locations that will hold your bags for you while you're off exploring the city until you can check in.
Oh,
And
that's great.
And it's not just like hotels, it's like this barber shop or something.
Oh,
And they've all
okay.
been vetted, and there's insurance and everything like that, but it's usually like $5 or $10, or
Nice.
maybe just I think most of the ones I was looking at was between 5 and 7.
So it's like little Amazon lockers, but for your luggage.
Right. But it's fantastic for if you can't check in yet.
Yeah, that happens to us a lot.
Or if you have to check out early, but your flight's not till later, and you
Yeah.
want to go walk around and not carry all your shit with
It
you.
always sucks lugging your stuff around.
Yep.
New city, you're like, ugh, look like a total tourist.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's great. Very helpful.
Let's see, what else do I got on here? Viator.
Yep.
We always call it something different.
Viator?
Yeah,
Viator. Viator.
Viator, but it's Viator. I think we always call it Viator, but it's Viator or something. Or Viator.
Oh,
maybe.
yeah.
That, and then this other app called Get Your Guide, and they're both like excursion guide type situations.
Nice.
So if like we use it a lot in Greece and Egypt and stuff, if you want like a walking guide, if you want to get tickets to some ferry boat ride, they also have like a beer tour, or I don't know, like a
Kayaking.
yeah,
Kayaking, all
kayaking
types
excursion,
of-
like anything that you want to do. That it's almost like Airbnb experiences, where it's not just some large company.
Yeah.
It could be just some guy that's lived in this city his entire life, and he's like, I'll take you on a taco tour,
Yeah.
and I'll just walk you around, and he's arranged with the restaurants to get you a free taco at each place or something
That's
like
where
that.
you found our the pyramid tour that
Yep.
we did one of them that we did in Egypt. That guy was super knowledgeable, and the driver was hilarious. We had a really good time.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's a lot more affordable than going with a big,
Group or whatever.
big group or a big tourism company, because they have a lot of overhead to pay.
True.
Where these guys, it might just be some dude that's an expert in the subject or whatever, and he can, take you around and give you like kind of an off the beaten path tour if you want.
Yeah.
Like I just booked a Game of Thrones tour before we left for my birthday.
Yeah.
Booked it on there. Same thing with Get Your Guide. It has like mainly local guides.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, so those are good ones. And then this one is like my go-to. It's called Trip It.
Yes, you love TripIt.
Yeah, and you hook it up to your email, and it takes every itinerary that comes into your email. So whether it's flight, train tickets, if you book one of these Viator like tours or whatever,
Yeah.
and it sends you your itinerary or receipt or whatever, it pulls this information out of your email and puts it in a very easy to read chronological order type kind of flow chart, right?
Right.
Yeah. Do you remember using this?
Oh yeah, it made it like a nice little itinerary for you. Like here's your and it helped us quite a bit. Sometimes when we were taking, a lot of plane ferry, plane train back and forth, it would get confusing, like the times and tickets.
Mhm.
Keep all your tickets in there, all your itineraries. Really nice.
And it's like very detailed.
Very.
It will, like if you have your flight, it'll say your flight times, flight number, what terminal you're at. It'll have maybe your frequent flyer number already saved in there. It has a map of the airport. It'll tell you where all the restaurants are. Like it really helps you out.
And you could like add stuff to it. Didn't we add like documents that we needed and things like that?
Yeah,
So
yeah, so
anything
I'll-
extra you need.
So I'll also add like the PDF of, my itinerary or whatever, or the receipt from that hotel. And it's great. And you can also, if for some reason it didn't pick up, like as it came into your email, like some thing that you booked, you can forward it to this email. It's like plan@tripit.com, and you forward the email there, and it'll automatically put it into this app, like
Cool.
into the chronological timeline.
I don't know how it does it, but it's amazing. It
Yeah.
works.
And it's spelled TRIPIT, obviously.
TripIt. Very nice. Those are good. Very good tips.
Yeah. So
I like all those.
I think those are like kind of like my main favorite ones. Obviously you want to have, there's one called Hostel World if you're looking for hostels. Another thing, I put a shortcut to ChatGPT on it. So it's very easy to just get a question answered. Hey, what's the local currency? Where's the closest bus station from like this location or whatever? It's
That's
just
a good idea too.
super easy to ask and answer questions for sure.
Do that to my phone.
Yep. So that's about it. That was just some of the little helpful travel tips I thought people would enjoy.
Yeah, and I say it to everybody. Everyone always asks, how do you plan these extensive trips or the places you guys go? How did you know to take a train there or a ferry? I always refer them back to my travel agent, Mr. Hansen, because you've been in the wrong industry for a while. Not that this industry isn't, your thing. You should have been like a really fun travel agent or like owned your own travel business.
Oh, I'd love to.
Yeah,
I mean, there's
maybe one day we will.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people here that have travel companies. Maybe I can get in on or something.
Yeah, or we can start our own. I was in logistics.
I just enjoy the planning and figuring out, okay, like, this is the best, the cheapest, or the most fun or whatever, and a different way to do it where if you just ask somebody like, I don't know, I'll just pay a bunch of money and just take the direct flight.
Sure, you definitely can get it down to the nickel and dime for sure.
And this last thing is, this is just something, maybe this was a high thought as well.
Yeah.
Bachelor party reunion.
Love it.
Yeah. So.
Or bachelorette.
Oh yeah, you can do bachelorette too.
Ooh, love it.
I thought it would be super fun, and it's kind of odd. I guess it's not a thing unless I'm just unaware of it. But like we go on our anniversary trips, we did our big one for our 5th year anniversary. We went to Greece that you always wanted to go to. Mm-hmm. And why don't you do that with your bachelor party?
Yeah.
Or bachelorette party? Because we went to Denver, just, hiking, drinking beer, smoking weed, had the best time there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Like 8, 9 of my good buddies, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did good group.
Maybe about that. I was just thinking, how fun would it be to go back like 10 years later? Either go to the same place, not necessarily do the same stuff, but the same location.
Yeah.
Or go somewhere else and make it like an anniversary trip, but with like your bachelor party.
Yeah, true. Like with the same squad.
Maybe that's our travel company. We do bachelor party reunions.
Yes, I love it. I mean, I think that's just like a trip with your friends, but you spin it and
hey, don't shoot down my idea.
No, I'm not. I mean, it's hard to get everyone together, and you're turning 40 this year. I'm turning 40 next year, so all the girls are already like, he's going with the boys for his. Let's all get back together and do like our, my bachelorette party group and do that for my 40th. I was like, I'm down. It'll be fun.
Exactly.
Get everybody back together.
That would be fun. Yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
good high thought.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll work on that.
We're just working it out. No one steal that idea.
Yeah, not
trademark.
Trademark. Yeah, copyright.
Copyright Mexico moment.
All right, Lex, you want to get to some listener questions?
Yes, I do. All right. First question is from Tom K. Have you converted to Celsius and the metric system yet? Apparently not. I can't read.
Yeah. Kinda.
Yeah.
I mean, not converted like where we don't use.
Yeah.
I mean, we
can do both.
Really, all we know is our air conditioner.
Yeah, that's kind of like my judgment, like my level. I know when someone says a temperature in Celsius, I think, what's my AC at?
Yeah, exactly. It's hard because it's not like it's not like the currency where it's been pretty easy to convert. Like you just divide it in half and drop the last digit.
Yeah,
it's that's a pretty simple formula. But the formula for converting like Celsius to Fahrenheit or miles to kilometers or kilos to pounds.
Yeah.
It's not like an easy cut and dry thing you can do in your head.
No.
So we really haven't. I mean, we have not converted to either of those things.
We kind of just know we're not going to go to someone and say Fahrenheit or miles or whatever because they're going to look at us like, huh.
Oh, I will say though, kilos and pounds, I don't know how exact it is, but in my head, it's pretty easy because usually a kilo is about 2 pounds. So if I want a half a pound or if I want a pound of meat, I ask for half a kilo.
Oh, okay.
So,
I didn't know you were going to say meat.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I was like, you know what you're buying in
Yeah.
kilos and pounds.
Yeah, come on. Give me the good stuff.
But yeah, Celsius is really weird.
It's not easily convertible, and it
Yeah.
means nothing into the relationship of my life. Like,
Yeah.
when they're like, oh my gosh, it's 35 degrees out. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Or like right now, our AC set at 26.
Yeah.
Okay, what is it like? That doesn't mean anything to me.
No.
And that's what, like, I always have this debate with our Canadian friend. She's like Fahrenheit's so dumb and did this and that, and I'm like, I disagree. Unless you're boiling, Celsius makes sense if you're boiling water or freezing water,
Yeah.
because it's 0 and 100, right?
Yeah.
So that makes sense. But in the relationship of weather, Fahrenheit makes far more sense.
Yes.
Because, okay, I think, was it 105 was 40.5 degrees.
Ugh.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean? But if you're looking at like temperature in a scale, usually things are out of 100. You
Right.
know, 100% on a test, whatever.
all the things.
So with temperature, 100, high, very high,
Yeah.
hot.
Hot.
Like, let's go down a little bit. 70, not too bad.
Not too bad.
Warm, it's okay. Kind of like a C.
Yeah.
You know, you get in class, in school.
Yeah.
Yes.
A little 70 plus.
If you get down to like 10 or 20, same thing. In on a test or graded or whatever it is,
Bad.
That's not
Cold.
good. Very cold, very low.
Yeah.
Terrible.
0. Ooh.
23 in Celsius. What the fuck? What means absolutely nothing to
I
me.
know.
So, but once if you get into the hundreds, if you're at the top, very, very hot,
Yep.
very high. It's not a good situation. I mean,
I think they look at us like they made Fahrenheit easy for the Americans because it is 0 to 100. But why make it difficult? Why? That's something universally we can all understand, driving, anything.
Well, that's really the reason that Celsius came about, was because it is 0 to 100, but they're looking at boiling temperature and freezing temperatures and physics and stuff.
Gotcha.
I'm thinking more of like
Physics.
weather. But the funny thing is the Fahrenheit system came from England.
Oh,
like
yeah,
they
true.
they were the first ones to adopt it, and then it carried
they
over to
switched.
us, and then they switched, and then we just kept it for some reason.
They left us.
They left us.
Ah.
Yeah, so no, we have not figured it. Oh, we did kind of learn a little trick with Celsius to Fahrenheit,
Ugh,
but it's not exact.
it's not easy.
So like if the Celsius, you're supposed to double it
Yeah.
or multiply it by 2 and then add 30.
Yeah. So
So
if it's 10 degrees, then
yeah, it's
20.
like 10 ends up being 50 because 10 divided by or multiplied by 2 is 20 plus 30 is 50.
there we go.
I think the higher it goes, the further off it gets. So
Gotcha.
it might be like 1 or 2 degrees off when you're doing that at a low temperature.
Mhm.
But if you're doing it at something high, like, 120 degrees or something,
Yeah.
it might be like 8 or 10 degrees off. But you
Gotcha.
kind of get around about ballpark.
Yeah, we figure it out. We kind of fake it till we make it here
Yeah.
with that stuff.
Mhm.
But good question. Very
Yeah.
nice question.
Good job, Tom.
Next question is, how is the scuba diving in your part of Mexico? And that's from Brandon W.
Well, we have never been scuba diving.
Nope, but I hear it's excellent.
It is. And I will say, if you are a diver, Cozumel is supposed to be the second best place in the world to dive, or because it's the Mesoamerican reef that goes along Cozumel.
Beautiful.
It's second right behind
the
Great Barrier Reef in Australia.
Yeah.
So it is one of the best places to dive, apparently. If you know something about diving, which I don't, people say it's great drift diving,
Oh.
which I think, I guess it just means there's kind of a current, so
Floating
you can
along.
just go down
Mhm.
and you don't have to swim. It's like you just kind of get floating along, you get
Nice.
carried, and so
like
you
a
can.
little ride. You can see all
Yeah,
the
it's
coral
like,
and
it's like
stuff.
an underwater lazy river.
There you go. Why haven't we done this?
Done.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have not tried diving. I'd like to get certified, but it's an expensive hobby.
Yeah. It really is.
Like, I mean, for after you get certified, I mean, it's a few $100s, I think, to do that. But
Mhm.
then the tanks, I think, are kind of expensive. So
yeah. I think
mean,
that's why we put it off.
yeah, definitely. So, but I would like to get certified and
Yeah.
experience it. I love snorkeling. It's easy to do. I can just bring my mask with me
Yeah.
and go anywhere,
Pop
kind of.
in, pop out.
Yeah.
And we have a few friends that just got certified too. We should look into that.
Yeah, true. All right, good question, Brandon.
Yeah,
Yeah, feel free to come down and scuba dive sometime if you'd like,
Yeah.
and I will watch.
For now.
Yeah. All right, Lex, you ready for the Mexican slang of the day?
I'm ready. Favorite part?
The Mexican slang of the day is compa. Compa.
Nope. Got nothing.
Yep. All right. Well, compa comes from the word compadre.
Oh, okay.
And which I didn't really know what compadre, like, I just thought it was friend, which that's what compa means also. It's just a slang of that. But it says compadre means a kid's father and godfather, or what a kid's father and godfather are to each other. So it's like, so it's like if your dad, do you have a godfather?
Yeah,
okay.
I do actually.
So your dad and your godfather are compadres.
Okay.
Which makes really a lot of sense because the root word of it is padre, which is father, and com is kind of like co-padre, so like co-padres, like co-fathers. So yeah, but also friends. But compa is just friend or a slang of friend. So you could say este es mi compa. So this is my friend.
Mi compa.
Yeah.
Tigre es mi compa.
Yeah, and I just learned something about compadre. If that's true.
Yeah, that's really good to know.
And it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have godparents?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
We do. I think
I'm going straight into protective custody or child protective services or whatever.
Figured of you. Something happens. You just never know.
Yeah. All right.
Funny.
But yeah, that's Tiger's mi compa.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's my friend.
Tiger has a godmother. No godfather, though.
No?
No. Who would be Tiger's godfather?
My dad?
Oh, yeah, true.
Or
Well,
actually your brother.
True.
Maybe your brother.
Both of my brothers.
Yeah.
They're the godfather.
Anyway, all right. Well, I hope everybody has a lot of fun this weekend with their compas.
Yes.
But before we get out of here, Lex, do you got anything?
Say hi to your godmother and godfather once in a while. I should do that.
Yeah, give them a hug.
Give them a hug or send them a text.
Yeah, that's great. All right. Well, thank you to the 2%ers, the premium 2%ers who have subscribed, supporting the podcast and the network and everything. We super appreciate it.
Muchas gracias.
If you have a friend or family member that is you think would enjoy the show, feel free to shoot them over to podcastthebs.com, see if they'll sign up and become a subscriber.
Woo!
All right, let's get this weekend going. Happy Friday, fuckers.
Happy Friday, fuckies.
That's it. Thanks for listening. Goodbye for now. Bye.